Welcome to Leadership Sovereignty. I'm your host, Terry Baylor, along with Ralph Owens. Today, we'll answer questions on the relational domain and what are the 5 levels of relationships, how being isolated is not a strategy for success, what is the purpose of wealth, what does it mean to be battle-tested, what is the value of wisdom, and why asking for mentorship is your responsibility. Enjoy the show. I want to make sure, though, too, I don't lose sight of the 4th one here, but I think we've really hit on it. That 4th domain is the relational. And I think, again, in previous episodes, we've dealt with it, right? Having sponsors and having mentors. I think it's also important to have what I would call a partner. You have contacts. Those are just people that you occasionally run into. You have associates.
Okay.
Associates are folks that you have things in common with, right? You may go to a baseball game with, right? You may go have lunch with, but then you have a partner, right? That's someone who is, look, you didn't ran out of gas. This the person you go call to come pick you up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You didn't left your wallet at home and you need lunch. Oh, I got you.
Right. That's right.
And then, of course, we've already dealt with what a mentor is, right? And then you also have a mentee. So again, those are the levels to this. So at a certain point, you guys are going to be leading someone else. But along that aspect of relationship, man, we have to nurture. I feel so, Ralph, I think about it every day, man. I'm like, how does this dude live less than 10 minutes from me?
I know, it's crazy.
How is that possible?
It is crazy.
And I'm like, God, you got, first of all, thank you. To Ralph's point, I'm like, God, thank you for Ralph being in my life.
Yeah.
Right. But then it leads me to believe, God, you got something in mind. You have to. I mean, how can we, it's been since 2007. This thing is going on, man, we're coming up on 20 years.
Yes. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It is crazy.
And I just thank God for that. I was just telling my wife, I said, you know what? Ralph has challenged me in so many ways. I said, here's the other beauty. Ralph and I, our relationship has been able, I think about Ralph the way I think about my childhood friends, like guys who, we grew up in church together from knee high, right?
Yeah,
I have a couple friends still like that I'm like, Ralph is in that boat with me.
Yeah.
That's how intimate, man, I've shared some stuff with him that, man, I needed some counseling. I needed some support. I needed some input.
Yeah.
So you got to have people in your life. I was listening to something today, and what the topic was about is when you, quite honestly, aren't the best version of yourself. What does the enemy, quote unquote, or what does life want you to do? Just like Adam and Eve, it wants you to go cover up and hide. It wants you to isolate yourself. Because in that place, there's no help.
That's right.
In that place, there's no hope.
Yeah.
Right? So, man, I would just encourage you to definitely, nurture. Right? Nurture relationship. It is the key. It is the key to winning in life.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I mean, Terry, you said it perfectly. If you want to win in this life, you cannot do it by yourself. As much as we try to tell ourselves that we cannot. Right? And just to take it on a deeper spiritual level, I mentioned this to you the other day, Terry. The whole purpose of wealth is to bless other people. So everything you need is going to come through somebody else. Embrace it. The faster you embrace that, and the faster you start to develop yourself and your ability to have relationships with people, the more your gift will make room for you. Right. But it comes through the people that you're connected to. right? So I think that was another lesson for us as well, is that we just can't do it by ourselves. We were not designed and not created to do it by ourselves.
Nope.
Right. Now, does that mean that you are loose with your relationships? Absolutely not. You have to, be, I won't say guarded, but you definitely need to be prayerful about, who you let in your space and who you don't. But you have to have that partner that you can talk to and be transparent with, that can speak into your life and that you allow to speak into your life, so that you have somebody that could tell you, hey, you being a knucklehead, right? You need to listen.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
But if you mad at everybody in the world and you don't have nobody that can talk to you, right? You're going to get stuck. I think you're going to say something.
No, I would say, the term we use in this house, has it been battle tested? Right? Because here's the deal, right? Hey, let me be honest with you all. Ralph and I ain't seen eye to eye on everything.
No, not all the time.
That's the beauty of the relationship.
That's right.
Because he can say, Terry, I don't know about that one. I'm like, nah, Ralph, I'm standing on this. All right, T, I'm going to go let you do. I come back, Ralph, man, you know what? I was thinking about it. But here's the beauty. The beauty of it is, look, if you looking, if the only relationships that you can have are those that people can agree with you, and you can't be challenged, your ideology or your preferences, can't be challenged, then again, I don't know if you're giving yourself an opportunity for that relationship to be battle tested.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let me say this, right? Ralph and I have had every opportunity. We didn't work together. Mm-hmm. We didn't did music together. Mm-hmm. We didn't golf together.
Right. Yeah.
Man, what else? We didn't Ralph T. I'm over here punching holes in Ralph's wall. Man, let me hang that up. You see what I'm saying? So we've had a lot of opportunities, and this is what's been rich. And I think this is one of the things that Ralph, this is what I love about it most, right? Mm-hmm. I have 6 brothers. Mm-hmm. Man, dude, I can't tell you how many back and forths I'd have with my brother. But you know what? I love my brothers.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Yeah.
So when I think about our relationship, it is that same way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's been battle tested. It doesn't, again, I got to be able to say, hey, man, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And he has to be able to say the same, to the point where we trust each other. So we've allowed each other to speak into really some of the most intimate places of our lives with our families. Right. You see what I'm saying? We've shared things about our families and things of that nature, right? So, man, hey, trust the process, and really, again, as Ralph said, be prayerful about it. You have to let it go through the process, man. It's got to be battle tested at the end of the day, for you to really get the value out of it.
Yeah. And just wanted to also just retouch back on the point about the mentorship, man. You can't put a value on that. You absolutely cannot put a value on it. A mentor has the ability to see where you are and to give you context that you could have never even thought about. I was on a call with a mentor today. I met him last April. I've been trying to get into his calendar since last April. He's very successful at a very, very big company. And we were just able to connect today. And in 30 minutes, I was telling Terry this, in 30 minutes, this dude completely blew my mind with the things that he hit me with, all because he's further down the line than I am. And he knows where I'm at, and he's hitting me with context that I could have never thought about by myself on my own. I probably would have eventually came across it, but I tell this to my kids all the time. You know what the value of wisdom is? Time and money. It saves you time. And it keeps you from wasting money trying to figure out something that you ain't going to figure out. Right? It that 30-minute conversation probably put me 5 years down the line. Wow. That's how impactful that was for me. But I think it's having the right mentor.
Correct.
The person who wants a couple things. Number one, they had to have already walked in your shoes. Right? They have, whether it be technically or from a leadership perspective, or whatever the case may be, they have to have results, right? That's number one. Number two, they have to want to pour into you, right? Because
That's right.
you have some bad people out there that try to give you bad information because they don't want you to become as good as they are, right? But this individual, he looks like me. He looks like us. He's in a very, very high position, and he wanted to make sure that I had some good information to help me become successful, right? You get those two things, man, you cannot put a value on the ability to tap into a person's experiences. This person's been in the game for 40 years. I'm able to tap into that experience over a 30-minute conversation, and they put me 5 years down the line. Things that I wasn't even thinking about that's now on my radar, like, okay, I got to go get that, right? The power of a mentor and sponsors it's just priceless. So you got to get, and I leave with this. Mentorship, some people think that mentorship is, oh man, somebody gonna come, they're gonna put their arm around me, they're gonna take me under my wing. I asked this guy, would he mentor me? Look, I'm at a conference with 1,000 people. I see him standing on the side of a wall because he got his phone plugged in because his phone died, but he had to take a call for work. Me and him are one of the only probably 4 people who look like us in this whole conference. I was patient. I kept walking by until I saw him get off the phone. I was like, hey man, I know you don't know me, but I'm new in this executive role. I see that you've been in it for a while. I just want to know if you be interested in spending some time and mentoring me. And he was like, absolutely. And you know what?
Wow.
Everybody I've ever asked that question to said the exact same thing. Absolutely. You know why? Because most people won't ask.
Right.
Most people wait for it to happen organically, almost like a friendship. And if you, maybe in another episode, we could talk about it, but even friendships take work, right? These sponsorships and these mentors and stuff, and going back to Teresa, who we mentioned in another episode before, she was the one that taught me that. She said, you have to be willing to go out and ask for the mentorship, the sponsorship, right? I mean, what's the worst they can say is no.
That's
but
exactly right.
Most people who are successful, they want to give it away, right? All they waiting for is somebody to ask. So don't be afraid to get out there and ask. You see somebody that's successful, go talk to them, right? You ain't got nothing to lose.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Great information, Ralph. Great information, man. I can't wait. Guys, hey, it is just getting better and better and better each week. So excited about it. Talk to you guys next time.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for being with us today on Leadership Sovereignty. Stay connected with us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Instagram by searching for Leadership Sovereignty. And just like this podcast, let's all collectively grow as we go. God bless.